Welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, it's still Daybreak Africa. I hope you enjoy the reports. Now it's time to discuss for today. Now there have been reported cash scarcity as well in Nigeria as we speak, and it's becoming a very big issue in the society. CBN acknowledges this, and though given directives to banks to ensure that at least the ATMs are loaded, as well as advising citizens to seek alternative means to get cash in this particular time. Some of the reasons they listed out was heavy withdrawals during in some major cities in Nigeria, as well as the fact that there are suspicions that at this particular time, which happens to be the festive seasons, many people are willing to withdraw as much cash as possible, and the bank are trying to save the numbers and all those kind of things just to ensure that they keep the economy afloat as we speak. But then it's already having impact on prices of goods and services. People are already complaining out there, because though it's not as serious as it was just barely over a year ago with when Emefiele was the CBN governor, but as we speak, the cash scarcity is very, very evident in the society. Well, we'll be looking at the pros and cons of this, the impact on the economy even in this festive period. And to discuss with us in the studio, we have a public affairs analyst with us in the person of Alphonsus. Uchenna, welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much, my brother.
Thank you for joining us this morning.
It's nice being with you this afternoon.
Yeah, thanks for actually being with us here. But now let's just go straight down to the discussion. Actually, we are having an issue of cash scarcity. And we've experienced one very, very serious one barely over 2 years ago. That's, let's say, 2022, December 2022, where there were no cash in the country as we speak. Yeah. That was the period of the Naira redesign. But this period we are having, it's at a time where it's kind of sensitive. It's a festive period already, and there is scarcity in cash. What do you think? I don't know. Have you felt your own impacts too as well in your personal view?
Thank you very much. Let me just give a quick answer to the last question you just asked about me, if I've actually felt the impact. Of course, yes. I remember just yesterday evening, I was in this popular market where they sell fish around NCI there. Yeah. So a brother of mine told me, we'll be coming into the country, and he told me to help him make some cash available. And because there we have too much, a lot of inflow of cash here from people coming to buy fish, meat, chicken, and the like. So I spoke to one of the sales girls there. Please, can you make some cash available for me? She said no. I said no, I'm not talking about now. Just prepare for me. The answer is no. As a mandate on grant that those cash is make available for people into POS business. I said wow. I said that is good. Yes, that is a fact. I said, oh, that is good. Now, looking from the previous ends about cash scarcity, about Naira redesign, of course, I said that one is purely, there is no argument about that. It's political. Then, it's serious political. Everybody knows that. But this time around now, do we say it's political? The answer is no. It's not. One thing I believe in Nigeria, especially, is that Nigeria is not a country whereby everybody, just any other person, can stand up and make certain decisions. At the detriment of the citizens. Who are those set of people that I'm talking about? The banking institution. They are there. I must tell you, as an individual who has an account with a particular bank, there is restriction or kind of limitation to the amount of money you can withdraw. But the question is, those people into POS business, to the very best knowledge of mine, good number of them access the bank to get substantial cash for their business. So what is going on? You can now see that most of this problem we are encountering, most of this problem we are facing is as a result of decisions or benefits, or people are actually benefiting from this little, I won't say it's a policy. It's just for their own selfish interest. Because I will not say it's policy, it's not enacted by the government. Although when you look at economic situation at times, there are also economic advantage and disadvantage of cash scarcity in an economy. But now the question is this: why is it coming up this festive period? Now, of course, as far as we are concerned here in Nigeria, especially we blacks, of course, when it comes to this festive period, there's this anxiousness for us to get some things. I don't know if you're getting it. Yeah, get something. The same thing applicable to me as an individual, because it's already everybody now. We are more targeted for December period, Christmas period. The problem is what has happened to January, February, March. You don't have enough money then. So money you have not really made for some months ago, now you actually want to
make it in December, right?
Everybody's demands are high. And that's just the fact actually. That's just the fact actually. But now, let us try as much as possible to depth into the causative agents of this menace. Because as far as I'm concerned, every monetary activities of a country is being propelled by Central Bank of Nigeria. These days, Central Bank will enact policies. Bankers will do their own policy, which is not supposed to do. Why? Is because what? CBN, the administration of CBN is being eaten up by what? By politics. And that's just the fact. CBN actually is supposed not to be replicate to any political activities. They should be focused on what? Economic activities, the economic drive of a country. But of course, you will see not just CBN alone, even other sectors. I'm sorry, even in the church, there's a political influence now. There's a political influence. Any decision or policy being enacted is subjected to the ratification of what? The executive arm of government, which I somewhat believe is not even their own prerogative. It's not. They have their own restrictions on what to do and what not to do. There's an act being governed by CBN when it comes to what? Economic activities and monetary activities of the government. Now let me take it to this level. CBN has this kind of mechanism to do what? To increase the supply of money and to reduce the supply of money.
Yeah, they are the only ones.
All these has their benefits. All these are being directed towards solving a particular economic problem in the nation. Because either ways, if there is scarcity, if there is surplus supply, it brings about inflation and deflation. And that's why we say when there is limited money in circulation, what sets in? There will be inflation.
Because demand is way higher than supply.
Of course, yes. So there will be inflation. Now, the bottom line of all these things, because this topic on ground, like I said, it has its advantages, it has advantages as well. But our major concern should always be what this resultant effect on the poor masses should be a major concern.
Because I was about to go into the place of the poor masses actually, because someone was talking about the place of we are already running a digital economy, should not be.
Yeah.
But remember that in this country we have the rural areas too as well. Especially, let's take a look at a place like Ondo to be specific. Ondo has lots of villages, even within.
Of course, yes, sure.
We have places like Omukeko, we have places like Bagby, we have places like Litaye. That's just Ondo, and I've been to many of these villages. I discovered that they don't even have lights. One,
of course, yes.
Broadband. You can be calling in some of those villages, and you'll be looking for network all around the place, so they can't even browse. To a very large extent. Thank God for new companies now coming in to ensure that at least there is network there. So majorly is the POS operators. So I don't know. They will not be able to access cash, and they need to get a lot of things for themselves too. So I don't know how they are really going to do this economy.
You see, our system in Nigeria has always been a step forward and 10 steps backward.
Oh my God, 10 steps backward.
10 steps, on a more serious note. Now, most of these policies, like I used to say severally, being enacted by our political leaders, most often it is reasonable. At times it is not. But most of the reasons why we don't really get the advantage being ascribed to it being reasonable is because what they are supposed to do at the initial stage is not being done. Of course, cashless policy was actually propounded by, I think it's Chukwemeka Soludo. I don't know. Yeah.
Charles Soludo.
Charles Soludo was the one who propounded cashless policy. It's a very good idea. Because even when there are too much money in circulation, it also has its own disadvantage. So I so much believe that towards curbing that disadvantage was why he inaugurated this idea of what? Cashless policy. But before the implementation, did you put these so-called rural areas into consideration? The same thing is replicate to what is happening when we are lamenting fuel subsidy removal. It's a good idea. I have always advocated for this. But the question is, before its implementation, have we put some certain things in place? That is one of the reasons why Peter, this Labour Party presidential aspirant Peter Obi is also lamenting. It's a very good thing, but there are some certain measures that should be put in place so that the hardship will be a bit curbed on what? On the poor masses. Now look at the year of cashless policy. Of course, either we like it or not, every individual on the surface of this earth needs what? Needs cash to survive. Of course, elite like us, I can easily dabble into the market without cash. I always do that. Even the way I'm seated here, I don't think I have any cash on me. But of course, if I want to actually make any transaction, I can make transfer. Everybody is getting it now. Even Okada riders are really getting it. Just that you pay more.
You pay more, yeah,
more.
because
You pay more.
You pay charges.
Yes, even without charges, they said something you're supposed to pay 300, and you say, okay, since I'm carrying you, that means you have to pay 500. And because of it, you can say, okay, how will I be transferring 200? I say, well, let me give 500 and leave. But what happens to our fathers, our mothers who are not educated?
Who can't even access phone?
Who cannot even access phone? Those who can access phone, who doesn't even have mobile app? Those who don't have mobile app, who doesn't have what? Network facilities, internet facilities in their residential areas. All these things would have been put in place. There would have been a clear and clear sensitization before this. There should have been that. But all these things were not put in. Things were not put in. Things